Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Supergirl Season 3, and I can actually say that now and not have to say it's my first video because I had one come out a couple of hours ago. And speaking of that video a couple of hours ago, what I talked about was who could possibly be in that pod that we saw at the end of Season 3. So obviously this video about where Mon-El went and stuff like that, there was two things that happened at the end of last episode, one of which was that pod thing, and the other being like Mon-El just going into that portal. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, but if you haven't seen that other video from a couple of hours ago, be sure to go check it out. Be awesome to show some support on the Supergirl videos, seeing it's the end of the season now, or the season's ended, might I say. But as I said, that other end scene, apart from the pod scene that we saw on Krypton 35 years ago, involved Mon-El flying through the sky as we'd seen when he had to leave. He had to leave Earth because of the lead in the atmosphere. And what we see is that Mon-El's just flying, and then a portal all of a sudden opens and he's trying to avoid it. He's sort of freaking out and he gets sucked into it, and then that's basically all we see. We don't see him pop out anywhere. We're just left to wonder, okay, where the hell did Mon-El go? Now I'm going to go over three options as to where he did go. These are the three most popular options from what I've seen on the internet, both in the comment section of my review, which I did yesterday, as well as just like Twitter and stuff like that. So these are options that have been brought up. Two of them are pretty obvious to go over. One is a bit more out there, but a lot of people seem to think it's actually a plausible one, and I'll go over that in a second. But obviously feel free to leave any of your opinions in the comment section down below. Like, did I forget to mention one of your thoughts as to where Mon-El did go? Leave them in the comments, and also leave your feedback to the options that I go over. Whether you agree with them, whether you disagree with them, whether I miss a point on why it might not happen. Yeah, just leave all of them in the comment section down below. And of course, if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Now, my first option as to where Mon-El went at the end of the Season 2 finale is actually an area which Kara has spent some time in, and that is the Phantom Zone. Now, the Phantom Zone is where Kara's pod was actually knocked into when Krypton exploded 35 years ago. So when her and Kal-El left, she copped the explosion from Krypton and knocked her into the Phantom Zone. In regards to why Mon-El would be engulfed into the Phantom Zone and what purpose that would serve come next season is a very interesting question, but I really don't think this would be an interesting storyline at all come next season. The only reason it would fit in and add to the overall story of next season would be if he escaped at some point next season and like unleashed a force, like someone else escaped from the Phantom Zone, which could end up being maybe next season's villain or just a big villain that goes over 3 or 4 episodes that everyone on Earth has to take care of. But when it actually comes to escaping the Phantom Zone, that is something that doesn't really happen very often. It's pretty damn difficult. Like, Kara's ship only got out of there due to Indigo, like, I think Brainiac 5 or 8, one of the two. Like, Indigo uploaded herself into the ship's control system in Season 1, and that's how they escaped. So I really don't know, or I really don't see this happening, might I say. I just don't know how they would escape in such a short time. Like, Kara was stuck there for what, was it 11 years? Yeah, I think 11 years or 24 years, one of the two. Now, the second option is that Mon-El has gone through this portal thing and ended up in the universe of, that's right, Earth 1. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this option, but this traveling to Earth 1 is so he ends up on Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. Now, even though this does make sense, seeing that Legends does incorporate characters from the other shows, so why not bring a Supergirl character over? I do feel that Mon-El is just a bit too overpowered for the show in comparison with the other characters, but maybe that's just my opinion. I feel like my third option is what we will see play out. Like, if I had to put money on what one would happen, it would be my third option that I'm about to mention. But the Legends one is plausible. Like, he did go through a portal. We don't know where he could end up. He could end up where the Legends are, or just on Earth 1 in general. So it's still an option. And that third option that I was talking about is that the portal we see or saw Mon-El go into leads to the 30th century, yes, the future, where Mon-El will meet the Legion of Superheroes. Not the whole gang, possibly like a smaller group of them, because if they had all of them, they'd need a lot of money, because that's a lot of people. But maybe something like the size of them would be something like we saw in Smallville when the Legion appeared there, so maybe like 2 or 3 members. Mon-El could get some more training here and also possibly get his hands on a ring from the Legion of Superheroes, which would give him the ability to finally, yep, you guessed it, fly. We have seen a ring from the Legion in the Fortress of Solitude, like multiple times, so there has been hints to the Legion's involvement and foreshadowing that Mon-El would possibly get a ring. Mon-El could then return some way through, like some part through the season to help with the trouble Earth now faces. Like, the interesting thing they could do with, like, if Mon-El's in the future with the Legion of Superheroes, is one thing that Supergirl sort of struggled with was, like, filling in time with the story. So they could do something where, like, we spend maybe 2/3 of an episode on Earth with Kara and everyone else, and then we spend 1/3 of the episode with Mon-El and the Legion of Superheroes. Maybe not every single episode, but maybe every second episode, if you know what I mean. So one episode we see Mon-El and what he's doing. Next episode is all Earth 19's, Earth 38, is it? Where the car is on. Earth 38 stuff and all Supergirl stuff. Then the next episode we'll get some more Mon-El and stuff like that. Just so we get some, it fills up time. And it's almost, think of it as like Arrow with its flashbacks. So whatever time the flashbacks would fill up in Arrow, on Supergirl we'll get some Mon-El stuff with the Legion of Superheroes. Because I don't necessarily think they'd have to spend too much time with that, but just like 1/3 of an episode every now and then, I think would be good enough. In regards to what Legion of Superhero members we could meet, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they did the same ones we saw in Smallville all that time ago, which from memory were Saturn Girl, Cosmic Boy, and Lightning Lad. I think those were the 3 that appeared on Smallville. And funnily enough, in the comics, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that go back in time and initially meet Superman, or is it Superboy at that stage? One of the two. They're like the ones that initially meet him. I'm pretty sure that's where Smallville got the inspiration to use those characters. So those would be pretty cool characters to see. One other thing they could do with the Legion of Superheroes and Mon-El is maybe involve them in the crossover, and that's maybe how Mon-El gets back into the present day. So maybe the Legion of Superheroes learn of like whatever's happening in the crossover, like the big villain they're facing, and they're like, oh crap, we got to go back. And Mon-El's like, well, that's where I'm from. So he comes on, joins with them, and maybe that's where he could get his ring, or maybe he gets his ring beforehand, but maybe they feel that he's trained enough to stay back there, and that's where Mon-El will properly join Supergirl for the rest of the season. And one awesome thing that would be cool to see happen with Mon-El if he does go with the Legion of Superheroes would be if he got that suit from the comics, because I'm getting tired of that lame as hell black jacket and suit, whatever he's been wearing whenever he's fighting. The glasses were terrible. They got rid of the glasses pretty quickly, I think. But that like DEO suit was so bad, so thank God they're hopefully getting rid of that. Just get maybe not necessarily the exact suit we see in the comics, but something a bit more comic book accurate. Maybe it doesn't have to have the cape, maybe it doesn't have to be a cape, but something just a bit different. That's maybe a bit red, bit blue, just something like that. It'll be good to see. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it. Let me know in the comments section down below, what option do you think we could see play out? And do you have an option that I did not list in the video? If you do, be sure to leave all of those opinions in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.